These are the eggs that I boiled last night. If you need a tutorial for boiling eggs, let me know. Now we're going to go ahead and get these peeled because they are still in the shell because I did it late last night. I'm going to get these peeled and then we'll go from there. Now that I've got the eggs peeled, and if you mess up, that's okay. Nobody's perfect. We're going to cut them in half. Now that you have each of them cut in half, take the yolks or the insides and put them in another bowl. Perfect. Add mustard, mayo, and salt. Mix it up. Once you get the filling all made, go ahead and just use a spoon and put a little bit on each egg. And if you want, you can add paprika. Perfect. Now, let's just go ahead and pop them into the fridge so that they can stay cool until everything else is done. All right, these are our ingredients for our next meal. Well, next side. We're going to do a sweet potato casserole. I'm going to go ahead and do this one first because the longer that it sits in the syrup, the better. I do have 2 of the large Bruce's yams as the preference. Make sure you also have a little bit of vanilla and cinnamon, which is just for flavoring, but you do need brown sugar. You can use either light or dark, your preference. And then I do suggest getting salted butter. If you don't get salted butter and it's unsalted, just add a little bit of salt. All right, first things first, let's dump our yams into our bowl. Make sure that you do fully drain them, okay? Fully drain. Now that you have your yams in there, go ahead and add in 1/3 cup of melted or softened butter. We're also adding in 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Again, either light or dark, it's whatever you prefer, but make sure it is packed. Add in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, or to taste, it's for flavoring. And then next, I'm going to add some cinnamon, just to taste, however you prefer it. That's about how much I'm adding. Lastly, just add in a small amount of salt and pepper. Give her a mix. Perfect. All right, now we are just going to cover it, and I'm going to put mine back into the fridge because I do want it to sit for a few hours before I cook it. Next up, we are doing green bean casserole. We chose the French style green beans. Measuring cups, of course. Grab your milk, cream of mushroom, 10.5 ounce cans. We're only going to use one of those. About 4 cups of the green beans. I just didn't pack them down, but it is about 4 cups. We'll also use some soy sauce, as well as some Worcestershire sauce. And of course, we have our big bowl. Let's go. Green beans are in our bowl. Add in your 1 10.5 ounce can of cream of mushroom. Cream of mushroom is added. Next, you're going to add in 1/2 cup of milk. You can also put it in the empty can, switch it around if you want to use it to get the excess out. Perfect. Now add in about a teaspoon of soy sauce. Yep, just like that. And then I am adding some Worcestershire sauce to mine, probably about 1/4 cup. Add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste and give it a mix. Looks pretty good. Now we're just going to let it sit for a little bit, soak in some of those flavors, and then we'll visit back here in a bit. Go ahead and get you some French fried onions. I just did a Great Value kind this year, and I'd say put in about a handful of them. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright, so I do have 2 pans here that I accidentally bought, so I figured why not use them, less dishes. So I do have my bowl here of the green bean casserole. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in the first. Get it all smoothed out looking like that. Now our second pan, we're going to go back to our yams, and before we put it into the pan, mix it up and also put in like a handful of marshmallows. Perfect. Now put it in our pan. Alright, before putting this into the oven, we are going to put a layer of marshmallows over the top. I have both in the oven, which is set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I will let both of them cook for about 20 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, we will probably pull out the potatoes, and then we'll also sprinkle the onions over the green bean casserole. Okay, bye. Back in for 10 more minutes. And they're done. Time to eat.